welcome to the Friday, April 22nd episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Let me go on and get everything synced in here. As you can see, I am back to, well, back to using YouTube again. We lost the StreamYard account, unable to pay the, But anyway, let's get this stuff synced in here. There's that. There's that. There's that. And we go with big bad share here. Oh geez, go figure. Okay. And there's that. Let me see here. Who all's here this morning? Well, that's great. Okay, good morning, Santee. Morning, Tony. Morning, Candy. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. I got a shadow right in the middle of my face bone. So let's tilt this back here a little bit, and we'll turn that way and pick that up there and see if that helps a little bit. Hope everybody's doing good. Happy Friday. I actually probably should have went ahead and changed the title of this to oh my God, the blood clot is breaking up and breaking me down. Found out that my last remaining uncle died yesterday, but I'm good, all things considered. I'm sorry, Tony. Last remaining uncle. I've still got one on my mom's side and one on my dad's side, luckily. But yeah, it's all right, Santee. It's just part of it, but I went from, in the starter pack of Xarelto, you're taking 2 15 milligram tablets a day, and then when you get to the last week, you're taking 1 20 milligram tablet a day. And then, but that's just the starter pack. You drop to 1 15 milligram tablet a day when you start the regular dosage, and it's breaking up, but it's breaking up, I guess, in larger chunks, and as they pass up through my lungs, it's giving me a lot of chest pain. As it's flowing up the artery, it's causing a lot of discomfort. Plus, with the crappy weather we've had the last couple of days, my knees are just aching. So, I mean, but today's supposed to be in the 60s. Tomorrow and Sunday are supposed to be in the high 70s. So, we'll see how it goes from there. I appreciate it though, bud. Hey, G, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, KG. But you know, it's just that it's that stuff you deal with when you've got to deal with the old clot thing. But like I said, it's okay. It's getting better. As long as my chest is hurting, I know it's breaking up. So that's, you know, a good thing. I was sitting here this morning. It's like, man, I can't even find a comfortable position to put my. I can't even find a comfortable position to put my knees in. Um, the next investigation was supposed to be this Monday, and that was the Morris. But Mark had some personal things going on. Heather is under the weather still with her ulcer or whatever is going on. Um, since Mark done all the leg work on it, got it set up, then you know, not knowing if he was going to be available Monday evening or not, he went on and postponed it to the 16th of May. So I'm guessing next week is probably going to be our next investigation. That's going to be the Morton house over in um, yeah, that place, um, Benton Harbor, Michigan, Benton Harlem, Michigan. Um, it is literally right on the border between the nice part of Benton Harbor and the look at somebody cross-eyed and get fired on about 45 times part of. That's why we call that part of the town Benton Harlem, because you got Benton Harbor and Benton Harlem, and it is a dangerous location. We were going to do the cemetery there, but that is actually in Benton Harlem, and we don't have the confines of a house to keep us safe. So, yeah, probably not doing that cemetery. I have an old hospital on College Hill coming up May 8th in Williamson. Very cool. Very cool. I'd like to do old hospital and stuff. Good morning, Ty. Good to see you. Good morning, Ian. Good morning, American Justice. Happy Friday. Yeah, Tommy actually, he doesn't live very far from Benton Harbor, and he actually went over and checked out the cemetery a few weeks ago, and was no sooner pulling out of the cemetery. He actually pulled out, all four tires hit the road. He heard blah 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 within a block of him. Don't know what it was. He didn't investigate. He just kept right on a driving. So, and that was in broad daylight. So you can imagine what it's like at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Hey, Rob. I tried to message you and update you. I'll have to look and see. I don't think I've got any messages. I must have balls of steel, because when I did my video, Mobile, Brazil, it's a pretty scary area. Nobody bothered us. We tried to blend in. Believe me, in the area around where this cemetery is at and stuff, the only way we're going to blend in is to change our complexion and carry around suitcases full of heroin. That's about the only way we're going to blend in that area. So yeah, like I said, we're probably not going to do the cemetery investigation there. But Morton House has a lot of history. and I don't think they've ever. I've never heard of an issue there, so I know we're going to do that one. Let me see here. Hey, Laura, good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, definitely. If you got a channel or something, definitely throw your links up in the chat so people that don't belong to you can. Believe it or not, look. Good morning, by the way. I told Mark's wife isn't, or Mark's not sure if his wife is going to let him do the Benton Harbor investigation, and I told him he had to at least supply us since he is our licensed concealed carry guy. I told him he has to at least bring the AR and the M16 over. So maybe the 1911. So we at least have protection on us when we do those investigations. Let me see here. I just see life goes on. Morning, morning, morning. Hope you're doing good this morning, American Justice. I just did a video about the famous wrestler Bobo Brazil. God, I remember him. I was in Benton Harbor, Michigan. And that place is pretty sketchy. Not sure if I'd do another video there again. I just have to pay on Monday and I'll get. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Congratulations, Ty. Here in Indiana, you don't have to have carry permit. Now they passed that. Well, here you don't have to have one for open carry, but you do for concealed carry still. You have to go through the CC class and everything, but OC, you don't. Like I said, guys, I am back on YouTube using their streaming service. We lost StreamYard. I got the email yesterday since there was not been any money on the PayPal card in such a long time. I don't know. I'll be able to use it a couple times a week. I think you're allowed 20 hours. Yeah, I think you're allowed 20 hours or something on there. Or 10 hours or whatever the hell it is. But I'll have to save it for like interviews and things like that. And until further notice. I'm actually kind of glad, Santee asked about our next investigation. I'm kind of glad that Mark did cancel or postpone the Morris Performing Arts Center until May 16th, since my phone is off, has been off for over a week now. Hopefully I can get it paid and before I lose the number and have to get all my business cards changed. Then that's just going to be more money I got to come up with. But I'm glad that he postponed it, because if something happened to me with my health away from home, I would have no way to contact the wife or anything on my phone. So, still waiting to find out results. Contempt of court. At least you got things started getting it fixed. The 16th of May is your birthday. Congrats, Wook. I don't think anybody else has come in. Yeah, we're doing the Morse Performing Arts Center on Monday the 16th, and then on Thursday the 19th, I will be going to Niles, Michigan, and getting the Viking house and stuff set up. And I'll be doing security again for the Niles Ren Fair on the 21st and 22nd. But I have to be there early morning on the 20th to um, help get the vendors and the displays and everything located in the right places and stuff. Can't wait to get back onto my cot outside of a house again. The Viking setup that I'm going to use this year is actually a lot like the stable you see in your nativity scenes. It's going to be a roof and 3 walls, and you're pretty much going to be able to see inside of it and everything. But it's the predecessor to the actual mobile Viking house that my buddy Mike and I are going to build. That is all wood lower and canvas upper. So I just can't set it up on my own. That's going to be too much. It's like 16 long by 9 wide, or 16 long by 8 wide. So yeah. With like 9-foot peak in it. Yeah, I don't know what happened to your wrench either, American Justice. Let's see here. Voila. Fix that real easy. Definitely going to Ghost-orama in August. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm going to be helping Danny a lot getting that thing set up. Doing security for that event, helping with the vendors and parking and everything. So, okay, 20 hours. Hopefully we'll hear something soon. YouTube does that sometimes. Yeah, I'm not worried. Thanks for the tool. Hey, you're welcome. I used to be well known for handing out my tool as often as I possibly could. You knew I was going to say something. Don't sit there looking all shocked and giggling. You knew I was going to say something. Oh, gonna be doing a premiere stream tonight and a live stream right after it. Premiere's only about a half hour. I sat in here all day long yesterday and uploaded the one video that got uploaded yesterday, and then worked on the other video to premiere today. That way I don't have to do anything over the weekend except relax, stretch my leg out, lay it up on the heating pad, put the rice bag on my knees, which really sucks because it's going to be so nice this weekend. It's supposed to be almost 80 degrees this weekend. It's 46 degrees right now. We're supposed to get up into like the low 60s today, and then like 75 tomorrow and 78 on Sunday. So we'll see. Do you see the Sleepy Hollow Road in the future? I'm really hoping so, Wook. We've discussed coming down and doing Sleepy Hollow Road and those two cemeteries that Mark wants to check out, right down there by Sleepy Hollow Road. So hopefully this summer we will make it down on a weekend or something where we can hook up with you and take you out to do the investigation with us and stuff. I was waiting for you to say something. I was going to reply to that. I invited a few friends to go also. Awesome, awesome. I'd like to see. I'd like to see a really big turnout, um, for Ghostorama. I know Danny and I was talking day before yesterday, and he said if it turns out as well as he thinks it's going to turn out this year, maybe next year we can actually do two of them in two different locations. So we'll see. I wanted to get out there again so bad. I used to live near Terrytown. Supposed to rain tomorrow and Sunday. We're expecting snow and rain. Yeah, I'm tired of the snow thing. I cannot believe we had 70-degree temperatures 2 weeks ago, and the first of this week we had 3.5 inches of snow out here. Um, Hopefully this summer I'll make it to see you. I'd like to make it out to Iowa sometime here in the near future. Maybe spend the night in Villisca. You're here just listening. Don't listen too closely. I'd hate to tarnish your innocence by some of the obscenities that we discuss in here. We had a blizzard a week ago, shut the whole city down. Why, Laura? Do you live in South Carolina? North Carolina? South Carolina? Eastern Tennessee? Oh, Manitoba. Oh, wow. Well, the reason I said that is because down there around where my mom and dad live in East Central Tennessee, in the Carolinas and stuff, they don't have any snowplows. So as soon as they get a forecast of snow in the future, they ought to. I mean, you might as well be saying there's a nuclear attack coming. They throw the kids on the buses, start sending them home. All the businesses start closing down. People run to the store. They stock up. They go home. They batten down the hatches, and nobody comes out of their house until the all clear is sounded. And that's just when it hit when the snow gets in the forecast. That has nothing to do if it really snows. If it really snows, people, there are accidents and everything else. People rushing around trying to get all their running and done, get to Walmart, get to Kroger, get to wherever they have to go to get all their shopping done and stock up and run home. But yeah, my mom used to do. I used to be on the cleaning crew at a local high school, and she would all the time call me and talk about. You remember how they wouldn't send you kids home until the snow got at least 10 or 11 inches deep? Well, now as soon as the weatherman says snow, They start closing everything down, rolling up the sidewalks, everything. Like, dang. And then they spray that green enzyme stuff on the road instead of sanding it or salting it. And that stuff's really cool because with sand or salt, once it melts the snow and the snow turns into water form and starts to run, it refreezes. This enzyme, when it melts the ice or the snow or whatever's on the road, it pretty much eats the ice and stuff, and it runs right off the sides of the roads into the ditch. So I don't understand why they freak out so much, but they do. Since we are on the topic of ghosts, I saw some stuff last night when I was out at the farm. Lightning show, lots of energy was in the air. Oh, that's very cool. I love the lightning shows, especially heat lightning. That flashy, bright pink lightning that shows up when the humidity's in the air, but there's hardly ever a sound of thunder and never rain. It's just strictly humidity lightning. Love that stuff. Think it's so pretty. I'm so done with winter. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. I am ready for some warm temperatures. I don't even care anymore if I go outside and sweat my butt off. I do not care. I'm so tired of the cold. They postponed NHL and canceled a concert. Holy crap, you must have had a hell of a lot of snow. I was in Mobile, Alabama, 79, when an inch of snow completely shut the city down. Yep, have to head out. Much love. You too, Laura. Take care, sweetie. And have a good weekend. We will be on tonight, 7 o'clock for the premiere, and about 7:35, 7:40 for the stream. But you have a good day, have a good Friday, and we'll talk to you later. Stay away from mixing your alcohols. I saw a chupacabra once on bourbon and then rum. Yeah, but you're in the right area for a chupacabra. I mean, them little goat suckers are everywhere. I was working on a roof by noon, shirtless. It was 60. You lucky devil. As long as you didn't wake next to one. Glub, 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 glub. Glub, 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 glub. Glub, 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 glub. Well, there was this girl in Philadelphia. Good morning, Caucasian. Hope you're doing well. Hold out your cup. I'll pour you some coffee. I don't want to know. Been on that path. A little bit of heat lightning, normal lightning, but I could see glowing energy through the windows of the old farmhouse. Yeah, I love that heat lightning stuff. I used to photograph lightning and everything years and years ago. One of the very first phones that came out that had the rapid picture, you just hold down the button and it would just keep taking a series of pictures. That's the only way I could catch it, because it was just, and then it'd stop for like 30 seconds. And streaking across the sky, and which is, you know, better than streaking down the road or in front of a school. Balmy and 58 here at the moment. Raining like a cow pissing on a flat rock. We're in the 40s right now, so 47. So I mean, we're getting close to it. Oh, I got to get my day started. Have to do some painting on my house. Okay, Rob. Sounds like fun. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. As soon as I get done here, I'm going to set up the premiere for tonight, and I'm going to go put my leg on a heating pad. See if I can get this knee to quit aching. Wish she was there. You would have busted investigation equipment. You see, I probably would have. You're right. All right, Santee. You have a good day, bud. Take care of yourself. And I might give you a holler in a bit. Who knows? I never know what I'm going to do. In the 80s tomorrow. Amen to that, dude. Thank God. I cannot wait. Take care, Santee. Stay soberish. Stay soberish. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. I know it sounds bad, but you guys have got no clue how much I'm looking forward to doing security. Doing security for the Ren Fair again. I love that little event. We always draw a really cool crowd out there. We have local historic reenactors that just have this beautiful European sword display, European weapon display, that they come out and they set up the tent. I think it's like a 24 by 12 tent they set up. And I mean, they have got everything from actual middle-aged swords all the way up to the Japanese swords and stuff that were carried during the 20th century by some of the officers and stuff. So I mean, it's just maces and lances. They've got some guns that they show off, some actual Civil War guns, some matchlock rifles, black powder musket pistols, just all kinds of stuff. So I mean, I can't wait for them to come back. Of course, Swords of Valor will be back doing their live sword fighting this year. So it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a cool event. The farm was target practice with both my 9mm and 22 single action. Yeah, you need to target shoot a little bit. It's going to be crowded tomorrow here in my town. Kind of a festival here. It's called Mushroom Festival, so I'm going to try to record that. Mushroom Festival. Now, that is something I can get into. I love me some mushrooms. Mushrooms or shrooms. Well, it's Kentucky, so, you know, either or. in the wall. Yes, hence asking. Oh, man. Come on, son. Doggone it. Now, don't be putting that rain stuff on the computer screen. There is no calling for rain today. I want to get out there tomorrow and actually work on the Viking house a little bit. I got to get the walls done for that. Ruger Blackhawk. Oh, Blackhawks. Never mind. Wrong band. Goodbye says it all. You probably both know in this crazy town, I'm going to start a transgender boy band calling the Chixie Dicks. The Chixie Dicks, huh? Hey, I'll tell you what, if JC runs across a large box of freeze-dried mushrooms, she can send them up here because I put mushrooms in everything. How is it that hot sauce commercial goes? I put that shit on everything. We do. Good morning, Joe. Hope you're doing good today, bud. You could use a good trip. Walk outside and shuffle your feet in the yard. I'm sure you'll trip over something. Happy Friday to you too, Joe. Been using mushrooms a lot cooking since our Dollar General started stocking produce. You killed my joke. Well, maybe if your joke was better, it could have dodged that bullet. Yeah, of all the produce that's been the price has been going up on here, mushrooms isn't it? They're still giving away like two 1 pound cartons of mushrooms. They're normally they're normally $3.49 a carton, and here lately they've been doing 2 for $5 on them. So you're saving $2 on 2 cartons, $3 on 2 cartons. So we buy them and we make homemade pizzas on the large tortillas. We'll either put cheese on the tortilla, liquid cheese on the tortilla, queso cheese, or whatever, and we'll put, we'll go out and buy like the $3 bag of pepperoni and put those on there, and put mushrooms and onions and stuff like that, then sprinkle cheese on them, and throw them in the oven right on the rack. And that's what we do a lot of times when we get the munchies. Is that's our that's our munchie thing right there. Just making little personal pizzas on like the 13 or 14-inch tortillas. I told KG send me some shrooms so I could trip. You'd trip trying to pick the box up, you poor old bastard. They're $2.50 a pound here. Straight from the cow pie. I wanted to go mushroom hunting this year with the wife, but it has been so damn wet that you can't get out in the woods around here. I've not seen near the mushrooms, um, that we normally see. I'm gonna try frying bacon with mushrooms soon. It sounds good in my head. Sounds good in mine too. I'd love to get my hands on some bacon uh, before the Ren Fair, but as tight as things are right now, we just can't we can't clear minded see going out and spending money on bacon when I'm the only one that eats that bacon like that. I haven't heard anybody finding mushrooms. Me neither. Me neither. Yep, bacon jerky. See, I love doing the jerky thing because hanging it over the fire, all the grease drips off. And if you look at bacon jerky as you buy it in the store, it has got zero carbs. There's no sugar in it. Um, there's no carbs. It's actually pretty healthy when you make it into jerky. Um, but matter of fact, on my list that my dietitian gave me, turkey jerky, bacon jerky, and beef jerky um, are all on my list for things that I can eat that's good for me. But ever cooked bacon in an oven? Um, Actually, Tony, a lot of times when I pre-make my jerky at home, what I do is I will line the whole bottom of the oven with aluminum foil, and I'll pull the racks out and I will hang my jerky meat over the racks. And it's kind of nice when you got gas and you're on a budget because it's got to cook for a long time. It actually cooks for like 16 hours. But whether it's beef or bacon or whatever, just hang it over the rack and let it sit there for like 9 hours on the lowest setting on the oven. And then after 9 hours, you pull it out and flip each piece over on the rack and slide the racks back in. And you can make real good pure jerky at home. Oh, you mean on a cookie sheet? Um, no. Nope. And the really cool thing about jerking the bacon like that is once it gets done, you just put it in a wooden bowl or something like that and cover it with a towel or something. You don't got to refrigerate or anything. It doesn't matter if it's 30 degrees or 90 degrees outside. It stays good. 350 degrees, 20 minutes or so, get the most uniformly crisp bacon ever. Mmm. Yeah, jerking the bacon, pulling a piggy, whatever. That one thing I remember we ate Big Mike's Roundup bacon jerky. A picture of you making bacon jerky. Oh yeah. Hey Deb, good to see you, bud. Hope you're having a good Friday so far. Excuse me real quick, guys. Got to make a run to the outhouse thing, toilet, bathroom. Just talk real nice amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a second. This is what happens when you drink 4 or 5 pints of coffee in the morning. Oh. When I first tried, I was convinced there was no way in hell be good crisp bacon. Wonder if Drew uses 22 iron shotgun with mushroom hunting. Hey John, good to see you, bud. No, Drew does not. Drew's not been mushroom hunting in a long time. My wife grew up mushroom hunting though. She used to go out with her dad, her stepdad. Um, but that's the only way I fried bacon. I'm not real big on crisp bacon because well, I have no teeth. And if it gets too awful crisp, then it wants to start, cutting into my gums and stuff. But I get it done. Um, cook. Like migraine today, dude. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm supposed to get a hold of the hospital this afternoon about this spot on the back of my head where I hit the waiting room floor a few weeks ago, and I'm still having headaches. I'll get like these real sharp pains, and they will radiate out from where the goose egg was at, where I hit my head on the floor. I had one yesterday, had me in tears a couple times. I mean, it's like uh, if you can imagine what a nerve cluster looks like, and it's going out from a center, um, a center point. That's what this headache felt like, and it just throbbed. It just throbbed. So believe me, I can sympathize with you when it comes to the headaches, dude. My missus has no teeth either and has no problem with it. Huh? I might try it. I might try it like that and see if it's that easy to eat. Then, psst, man, I'll tell you what, a new way to make bacon. I'm all for trying new bacon things. Um, Gonna try bacon in my air fryer. Ooh, ooh. We talking? Not tonight. Yeah. No, we're talking that. Oh God, somebody please put the barrel of that thing against my head and end my misery kind of headache. Well, if anybody would like to contribute to the Drew needs to get some bacon fund before the Ren Fair thing, um, right there's the address to do it. Full head into the neck, shoulders migraine. Oh my God, God, I hate those with a passion. I don't get migraines very often. Um, Not very often. Sometimes, once in a while, when the stress and stuff really gets to me. So basically, it'll be that way for another 1,500 subscribers, 2,500 subscribers, till we start getting remonetized again, and I'm actually bringing in some kind of income in the house. I'll be stressed out a lot. My wife got paid again this morning and had to put half her paycheck into the savings account because the furnace and the car payment comes out next week. That's $700 right off the top. So even when you make good money, you still struggle. Due to meds I take, I have a headache 24/7, but it's tolerable after a while. You just get used to it. Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I have right now, and I'm back to that point again. Right now, if I had somebody close by that I knew would take care of old Grumpy, I might even consider selling that old girl. Yeah, you'll be a little closer down in Missouri. Misery. Speaking of aches and pains, John, how you been? I know you've been doing a little bit of suffering yourself, old friend. How you been? We may talk, Tony. We may talk. Oh, my pleasure, bud. My pleasure. I've missed sitting here at the table and talking with you and BSing around and stuff. I can't wait for summer to get here again. So your wife will actually let you leave the house on occasion and visit with folks and stuff. Um, I know it sucks. We're outside folks. We can't take the cabin fever being pinned up for too long. And I won't be doing very many reenactments this year because Mark's doing more Vietnam than anything, and Mike wants to go back in time, not forward in time. He's not too awful crazy about the 19th century anymore, so he's wanting to go 16th, 17th, and 18th. So, and further back than that. Hey, Sonny. Good to see you, dear. Been busy with tests and stuff. I took the frying pan from her. Better stop worrying about the frying pan and start worrying about the bullwhip. These these women that know how to use unconventional weapons are scary. They make a weapon out of anything. The Ren Fair is in Niles at Plym Park. The video that I'm premiering tonight will actually have the address and everything for it. I've got like a little announcement thing after the main video of our upcoming things that we're doing. But it's at Plym Park in Niles, the 18th, 19th, the 20th and 21st of May. I know Ren Fairs, last year was actually the first time we ever had the fantasy group come in. But I'll tell you what, some of the fairies that were running around at that thing, and knocked the fairy dust off that without thinking twice. You can fly, you can fly. I don't give a shit. I'm doing something more important than flying right now. Get a hold of me, let me know how much. McDudley's Midsummer Fest. You ever do that? No, I've never even heard of that, Deb. I like doing this one because, you know, the very first year I went out, they were supposed to have a couple guys come out and do security. And the first time I did it was 3 years ago, 2019. And they were supposed to have a couple guys come out and do security. Well, I came out and set up and overheard them talking about whether or not the security guys were going to show. And I told them, if you need somebody to do security, I've done security before. I have no problem doing it. And they said, well, who are you going to have do it with you? Nobody. Why? They said, well, you need to do security 24 hours a day. I said, okay. So I'll catch an hour here, hour here, hour here, whenever I get a chance to. And I basically did. I stayed up to just do foot patrol all day long for the event. And then right about dinner time or so, when the event first closed, I'd sit down and sleep for like an hour and a half. And then when everybody that wasn't staying on site would leave, I would get up and I would stay up until morning time when people started to arrive and open their tents up and everything before the crowds got there. I'd lay down for another hour and a half or so, and I'd stay up for the whole day. And that's what I'd done last year. Again, for the event was a little bit of sleep, a little bit of sleep, stayed up all night long, stayed up all day long. So, I found that if given a decent fitting gun, girls way easier to get to shooting very well. Very true. It's over in Kalamazoo near Fletcher Field, I think. Had a friend who used to do it. I have to look into it. I'll have to look into it. That's not very far from home at all. Only an hour or so. Just like an hour northeast of me is where Kalamazoo's at. So I have to check into that. But yeah, like I said, I'll be debuting a video tonight, guys, at 7 o'clock. It is another Bigfoot video. But this one here was actually sent to me. It was 2 videos that somebody had compiled, and, you know, they told me, you know, do with them what I want to do with them to get the main body of understanding. But this is some of the most defining evidence that they have ever presented to the existence of Bigfoot. Even going as far as analyzing that original video with like laser microscopes and scientists who study paleontology and veterinary medicine and stuff, examining the way a human walks compared to that original video. If a human can actually maintain that walk for long periods and stuff, and you'd be surprised the kind of stuff they come up with on this. They done a lot. If Bigfoot exists, would there not be skeletons? It just depends. I mean, and they even bring this up in the video. One scientist who is a part-time Bigfoot hunter, but he is a full-time veterinarian. He made the remark that like giant apes were reported in a certain area in Europe for 300 years, but we didn't find the first proof of them until the 1950s. People hunted for them and hunted for them and hunted for them. Never found a skeleton. Never found a living one. Nothing, and nothing was found on them until the 50s. Look at elephants. You have elephant graveyards in Africa, but until you run across an elephant graveyard, you don't find elephant bones laying anywhere. They actually have a communal graveyard where they go and die. So, I mean, unless they're killed in a certain location by, a poacher or something like that. But an elephant doesn't die of natural causes just anywhere. It travels back to this one centralized area where its family group all dies at. And there may be multiple. And see, that's the thing about this video that I done, Tony. I always say I'm not skeptical, but in complete honesty, I really honestly am somewhat skeptical on things. I never say there's 100% irrefutable proof that this is here unless you show me that there's 100% irrefutable proof. But, when you have police officers and you have 911 call centers and you have military people that are all, taking pictures and reporting this stuff and seeing it. Now one thing about this video, well, of course we know people have made wooden casts and stuff, and they've strapped them on their shoes, and they've walked around to try to throw Bigfoot hunters off and play games. I will tell you one scene out of this video. They found footprints that actually had the veining in the footprint. So, and they were talking about how you can tell that it's not fake because it's something that every ape species has, and they lay out a certain way. It's like the fingerprints on us, except this is on the toes, this is on the arch of the foot, the heel of the foot, everything. So, and then of course, they have a scientist who's examining a foot cast or a lower leg cast where something has leaned down in soft dirt and ate apples that were left there for them. And they thought it was something else, and they had a doctor, a scientist, look at it that studies different animal groups. And he said, yeah, this is definitely not what they thought it was. This is a whole different creature here that I cannot identify. Talking about the knee imprint, the shin imprint, stuff like that. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, especially considering the worldwide reportings. Yeah, exactly. And that's something my wife is real big on. Oh, there can't be a Bigfoot. They would have somebody would have shot one by now. Okay. So then explain to me, if you say there can't be one of these things, how come there are cave drawings dating back 5,000 years of these things on almost every continent around the world? They almost look identical. And then in the oral traditions, you know, you have stories and they describe them almost identically with each other. But you're talking about cultures that were 5,000, 6,000 miles apart, that had no way of communicating with each other on totally different continents. But yet they're drawing and talking about the same thing and describing them the same way. So, I mean, biggest part, the toe displacement on the footprint. Yeah, the one footprint they show on the video, it actually has all the toes and stuff in place. Catalina Island. Like I said, I was blown away by this video. And I didn't put the whole video out there because it was like an hour and a half long. If I'd done the whole video. But I've got about 35 minutes of the essential scientific work into the footprints, into the original video, stuff like that. It's really interesting. I mean, I sat here and watched it twice yesterday. You know, I watched it as I was editing it, and then watched it after I got it edited complete, and then turned right around and watched it after I encoded it and saved it to my device yesterday. And I was blown away by some of the evidence that they found. I am looking forward, and I would be lying to say that I wasn't, but I am really looking forward to late this summer or early fall, taking off with Tommy and possibly Randy, Mark, and Danny, you know, Heather and Kennedy, and heading up to Manistee State Forest here in west central Michigan to do our own Bigfoot hunt. That is the area where the sightings start occurring, right around the middle of September and last until about the middle of November. It is also the area where the dog man is famous for being sighted. So, yeah, needless to say, that's going to be kind of an eerie camping trip. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. You know, doing these houses, doing cemeteries and stuff, that is really, really cool to do. But going out hunting for Bigfoot, that's going to be fun. Here's a short. The guy still isn't sure if it's Bigfoot or not. Well, and you know, there's been a lot of sightings and stuff dating way back into the 1830s, and they actually talk about this in the video. There was a guy that went out during the early 19th century and was documenting wildlife, and he had heard of Bigfoot out in the Washington area, and he put up a small expedition, took some people out there, and he he found footprints. He found all kinds of stuff out there. He heard the yells, the wood knocking. He documented all this stuff. Out in the area by Mount St. Helens. So I've spent a lot of nights in a lot of woods and never seen anything that cannot be explained. I have too. I have too. And see, that's exactly how I feel, Tony, a lot of times. You know, my belief is based on the evidence supplied. And, you know, being an outdoorsman, liking to spend as much of my summer months as I can outdoors, in the woods. Um, I've always been surprised. I've never seen anything. But that's one of the reasons that I want to go to Manistee, is that place is wild. You have got the river going up through there, and it's like a whitewater rapids kind of river, like Colorado River kind of stuff. In certain places, you have got rock walls that are 200 feet going from the top of the hill down to the river basin and stuff. A lot of very desolate trails. That, I mean, some of them are not only hiking trails, but a lot of the cross trails are game trails and stuff like that. So that's why I want to go there, because it is just so wild. Southern Missouri. I just think I think it'll be really cool. The stories about the big hairy guy, um, they started with a lot of the natives in that area, and 200 years ago, when the French explorers were mapping out Michigan. And I told you guys this before, but you know, a lot of your French traders and stuff came in from Canada and come down to Michigan. Well, then your French Jesuits came across the Ohio Valley along the bottom of the Great Lakes, and started right there at the southeasternmost tip of Michigan, and they documented all the way up the east side of Michigan, across the UP, and all the way down Lake Michigan on the west side. And they documented the lake systems and all kinds of stuff. And when they got to that area around Manistee, um, up there, they were met by natives that were already telling them stories of Bigfoot all across the Upper Peninsula and down the west side, about midway down the state. And then it became less and less. You start hearing more of the Dogman stories than you did the Bigfoot stories. So we'll see. In my local state forest, I have been places that thing, and that thing that man has not set foot in 50 years. It surprised me how little off trails people drift in that place. Kind of surprises me too, to be honest with you. As foolhardy as some people get, going out and walking trails and stuff and not knowing where they're going, anything like that, it really kind of surprises me that more people haven't gone off trail more often looking for stuff. The density of underbrush is probably a big reason. Who knows? Who knows? Me personally, I really I enjoy the more rougher areas. I don't mind a well maintained trail when there's a large group, but if it's just me and one or two other people, and we're off um, looking on trails and stuff, I prefer to hit those trails that are the game trails, that deer have made, or uh, other small woodland creatures. That's where you find all the great finds. That's where you find the antler sheds, and very possibly a predator kill, or something like that. You don't find that stuff on the hiking trails. You find that stuff on the game trails. Doing that was Doing that was the one time I actually felt like I stepped into a time capsule. And that's why I do it. That's the main reason I do it, is you actually get to, as you're walking through those trails and you're walking through that underbrush and you're walking over those vines, or whatever the case may be, you are experiencing what our forefathers experienced 200 and 300 years ago, when they were just starting to explore these regions. Um, I get outside of civilization to get away from civilization. I don't, that's why I've never been a glamper. I don't care if I'm 85 years old and riddled with arthritis. I will still be sleeping on my little military cot in my little tent. And if it's my choice, it's going to be a little canvas military tent. It's not going, or a little canvas tent. It's not going to be a modern tent with zippers and stuff all over it. I get away from civilization to get away from civilization. I don't get away from my civilized house to go have a civilized camping trip. I want to cook out. I don't want to cook over a gas stove. I want to cook over a fire. I don't want to light my camp with electric lights. I want to light it with oil or candle lanterns. And I want to sleep outside where I can hear everything. Some of them are, some of them aren't. I mean, you get like a decent sized military wedge tent that's got like a 9 foot peak. It might be 8 foot wide, 12 foot long, something like that. That you could put, you know, a decent cot with an air mattress or something in it. If you're, or more than one air mattress, more than one cot. Total combined weight of that piece of canvas is only going to be about 20 pounds. Now, I mean, you start talking about, you know, an 18-foot Cheyenne teepee or something like that. You're talking about 70 pounds of canvas, you know, almost 400 pounds of poles, plus pins, stakes, lacing, the ozan, the liner. Blanket on a ground cloth under a ultralight fly. See, I think that would be really cool, but when I go into new places, I want to have something between me and whatever's out there that might want to try to come in my tent. So, you know, that way you don't wake up with a raccoon eating your foot. It has to actually try to get the door, get the lacings untied on the door to get into the tent, so you hear all that scratching on the canvas or whatever before. That way you get woke up and have time to get the gun. If you're sitting there doing, you know, just an ultralight fly with a ground cloth down, you're laying there, they just walk right in there, eat your foot off, or whatever. I sleep with the gun. I don't, that way I don't accidentally roll over and hit the trigger or something. Now, when I escorted oversized loads on the road, yeah, I had, you know, 2 small items that I kept right underneath my pillow. That way I could, when I was in a hotel room or something like that, that way all I had to do was slide my hand up under the pillow and get them. I've never been bothered by animals while camping. The only thing we ever had in camp is deer. Now, I did one event one time where this one camp was riddled with raccoons. But they camped next to a creek, next to this great big tall tree, and the raccoons were all nested in this tree. And, you know, being the greenhorns they were, they put their cooler up on the table and, you know, tied their garbage up in a plastic bag and set it in the metal trash can, but didn't secure the lid on it or put the cinder block back on it. So all night long, knocking the trash can over, going up, getting in the cooler, knocking the cooler over, doing this, doing that. Doc, What's up, buddy? The real issue is how you have to get to the campsite. Yep. Now, see, when we go up to Manistee to um, do that Bigfoot hunt, I probably will take the 12-man 2-room tent that the wife absolutely positively has to go camping in. When we do the family reunion thing and stuff up north every year, I probably will take that. And I know that one of the guys that are coming up, that's friends with Tommy, they're bringing like a propane stove and stuff like that. So that's going to be more of a modern camp. But if you can carry shit for several miles, less is better. True that. Not a lot, Doc. Not a lot. Just trying to stay busy and not overdo it. I don't do a lot of overdoing anymore. Not till this blood clot and stuff breaks up completely. I'm gonna get off here in a half hour, go put my leg back up on the heating pad for a while, put the rice bag on top of it, and see if I can get my knees to quit aching. Get my knee to quit aching. Of course, I've already taken my blood thinners today and stuff like that. Being honest, I mostly camp in sandy pine forest, so the ground is pretty comfortable to sleep on. Bear and raccoons. If you're doing, I would love to go to Mount Rainier. I would love to go to Mount Rainier, but we're going to do it up here in west central Michigan at the end of summer, beginning of fall. That's when all the sightings start taking place up here. I mean, you get a few sightings through the year, but up there along about the middle of September to the middle of November every year, radio, television news, police stations, 911. They're getting constant reports. People seeing it cross the road. People's family dog getting killed. Seeing something moving along the woods line or in their yard, or out in their garden with everything, getting the leftover stuff out of their gardens. You just get all kinds of stuff up here. There's no bear in this area. That was in the Upper Peninsula, however. Where our cabin is going up, there's a bear and hog and elk permits available. I'd take advantage of that. Nothing beats a nice bear hide on your bed or slung over the back of your couch, a freezer full of bear meat. Fried green Mount Rainier is nice, but you really have to watch your back. Yeah, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens, that whole area up around there have been just countless reports. Clear up into Canada. Nothing beats elk on a plate. Love me some elk. Love me some venison. Love wild hog. Bear's good. Depends on how it's cooked. Buffalo will always be my favorite. Thank you, Sonny. Oh, no problem. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. I have only had pheasant once. Only had pheasant once. And there's just not that many of them around here. Now, when I was like 11, 12 years old, I've seen cock and hen pheasants flying across the road from one cornfield to the next. But you don't see them around that much anymore. Whenever we go to the mountains, we always come across bear, even on the trails. That's why my wife don't want me walking the Appalachian Trail. If you guys remember way back, I talked about doing a fundraiser deal for diabetes research. I wanted to walk the Appalachian Trail and do it like a walkathon type deal. Go out and get, penny a mile or nickel a mile, dollar a mile, whatever, and just see how far I could walk to raise money for diabetes research. And my wife don't want me walking on the Appalachian Trail because of the bear. She said she has no doubt that if it was some place that didn't have large predatory creatures, I could survive with no problem. But going someplace like that, and what I actually wanted to do was drive straight to Virginia and get on the Appalachian Trail there and walk all the way up to Fort Ticonderoga in New York State. I never tried bear, but I've tried elk and buffalo. I gotta say, it's amazing. I love buffalo because you could fry up 3 pounds of buffalo in an iron skillet and not have a spot of grease the size of a 50-cent piece. It is such a lean, healthy meat. I didn't care for bear. The one I got might have been late fall, pretty fatty, getting ready for hibernation. If you have a bell or noisemaker, they'll leave you alone. I have to go today to Midland for my dad's doctor's appointment, so I'll have to leave in 15 minutes for that, Drew. No problem, Sonny. No problem at all. Not used to people. I now have a small cowbell attached to my backpack. Normally lets you find a sound with cub bears. Will avoid people. Yeah. Bring bear spray. I've heard mixed remarks about bear spray. Some people say it works really, really well. And some people say you might as well be carrying a meat tenderizer for yourself because the bear will kill you and dump the bear spray on you to tenderize you before it eats you. But I've heard mixed stuff about bear spray. Bear spray, 44 Magnum. Yeah, that'll do the job. Also, as you guys seen, Moose Knuckle, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing good this morning on this April Friday morning. I was going to say sunny Friday morning, but yeah, it's not sunny here. Except you're not permitted to kill bear in national park. I've never had issues with bears, but I've ran into mountain lions before. I've heard you ran into some pretty killer rabid raccoons too, bud. Actually, since I don't care to eat them, I don't intend to kill one. The one bear Jan was in the lady's garage from the garage door being open. The bear wanted to get in the house. It's because he smelt that apple pie sitting up on the counter and he wanted some of that. Bears isn't stupid. Oh yeah, you don't want reminded about the raccoon. But much like I do with my wife, when she talks about the little squirrel that she had to stop and wrap up in a blanket and put in the front seat of her car. That was unconscious, and then it became conscious again and ran all over the inside of her car while she was driving down the road. Or better yet, the raccoon that she ran over one time and it stuck to her muffler and kind of went for like 3 miles down the road till it finally quit screaming. I'll always remind you of the raccoon. DNR is having time catching that bear. Never been into trophy hunting. Neither have I. Neither have I. I think people should, when they hunt, a smart person will use the entire animal, and what they can't use of it, they get rid of to someone who can use it. We're on the topic of animals. I was riding my bike yesterday and almost got bit by a snake. Scared the crap out of me. What kind of snake? Was it a bull snake? Was it a rat snake? Was it that's about the right temperature for rattlesnakes to start coming out. I like hearing hounds working in the night. Hear the hunting dogs off in the woods somewhere, just a howling and a barking and stuff, trying to tree a coon or something for somebody. And a video by someone on YouTube, the whole thing, a scary snake. Oh, cottonmouth. There's some pretty scary ones, dude. I'll tell you what, and the really awesome thing about it, like when you get around like a rat snake or something like that, they'll coil up like a rattlesnake and lunge at you. Not poisonous, not in the least bit, but they got a nasty bite on them, and they will coil up and they will spring right out at you, like a diamondback does, or like a woodland rattler does. That's why I just ordered 22 shot shells. I hate snakes. Whenever we get them in the yard, Steph always yells at me to get him out of the yard because we have the hill out front here, and it's all like a mossy, leafy stuff that Grandma planted on that hill years ago, and the um, the rat snakes and oh, what do they call them? The little teeny tiny garter snakes. Except here, they're not that teeny tiny. You see the garter snakes here in Michigan. Sometimes you think you live in Texas. We had a garter snake out here in the on the hill 2 years ago that was 2.5 feet long, and we'd see it poke its head up out of the grass, and it'd go back down. You'd see the grass move a little bit, and then all of a sudden you'd see it poke its head back up out of the grass again. And it'd go back down. The wife seen it. She was sitting out on the deck, and she messaged me. She said, "There is a effing snake out here. Come out here and get rid of it before Grandma sees it." My Grandma can't see a car sitting in the driveway. How's she going to see a little snake head popping up? But I come out, picked it up, and it latched onto my thumb a couple times, and which, I mean, all they do is they've got like several of them little teeny tiny teeth in their mouth, and they'll grab you and they'll twist from side to side, or barely broke the skin. I think I might have got like 4 or 5 little nibbles off me, but I moved him down the alley, put him up along the fence and stuff like that, and he slithered away. I hate snakes. A danger noodle. Venomous snakes have cat-like eyes. Non-venomous snakes don't. Garter snakes are big. As a kid, I tromped all over the place, southeast Missouri. In all the years I lived there, I never once saw a live venomous snake. Saw a live cottonmouth in Illinois. I killed the baby rattler down in Texas, and I mean, we got garter snakes up here bigger than he was. He was probably only 14 inches long, and so small still he'd shake his tail, and there was nothing in the rattle to rattle. I dropped a log on him, threw him on a fire ant hill, and they had nothing but the skeleton left in like 2.5 hours. Gotta go. All right, Doc. Go do some schoolwork or something, or get some breakfast. It's still school time for you, buddy. I ate rattlesnake once in Oklahoma. I ate rattlesnake in Texas. It was fried though. That was the only bad thing about it. It was deep fried, so it was kind of rubbery. Had good flavor to it, but it was kind of rubbery. Same with the gator tail that I had in Texas. Very rubbery. Thank you, Sonny. I appreciate that. Only just another brick in the wall. Kind of like whitefish texture, but tasted like chicken. Yeah, mine tasted a lot like chicken, but it was like I said, they deep fried it, which I really wasn't crazy about. Um, but I mean, it was good. The outside texture of the nuggets was the only thing that was really rubbery. Once you busted it open, it was real tender meat on the inside. too low a heat. Very possibly. Very possibly. Oh, I got about 14 minutes left. Like I said, guys, I will, or a lesser quality of grease. That's possible. That's very possible because it was at a street fair both times. The rattlesnake and the alligator were at a street fair, and they were selling a lot of it. So I could just about imagine it was probably, yeah, a lower price, lower quality of grease since they were using so much of it. But no, like I said, I will be posting um, the premiere tonight for 7 o'clock um, for the video, and then we'll do live stream right after the video is over. Uh, yeah, 30-gallon kettle. It's pricey to fill. Hard to get hot. Yep. But I wish they would have. I wish they would have done something different with the rattlesnake. The alligator was rubbery, but it was breaded and deep fried, like a deep fried okra or a deep fried chicken nugget. So it was all right. It was good. Had flavor to it. All right, Sonny. You be careful. Take care of yourself, and we'll catch you later, honey. Have a good Friday. You too, Tony. Have a good show. We'll holler at you later. Wanted to let you guys know too. I was talking to Danny. I mentioned it earlier in the stream. I was talking to him day before yesterday, and I think I'm going to start co-hosting his paranormal podcast with him on Tuesday nights. Probably do it twice a month or something like that. Um, the unrestricted paranormal. I'll probably start co-hosting um, that podcast with him. It not only does it go out on the podcast channels, but it also goes here on the platform. I'll try to make it to the stream tonight. Cool, Sonny. If you don't, I understand. You can always watch it in as a repeat. No big deal. Oh, my phone just dinged and I don't know who it is. Dear, 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 dear. Come on. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Oh, criminally. This stuff quit coming in here. All right. It was the wife. Yeah, I know that he really likes it, Jan, when I do co-host with him on occasion. And I said something to him the other day about, you know, having somebody co-host with him on a regular basis, because there for a while, every single time that he got ready to go live, he'd send it to me and say, hey, if you want to join me, come on in. And I usually did when I could. A mole or a bite? It's a mole. But I enjoy it, and he has some really good guests on there. He had the last one I co-hosted with him. He actually had a doctor, psychology, had a PhD in psychology. I'm going to try to get him on one of our Friday evening streams sometime here in the near future. Very intelligent man, and he is a talker. I may only have to ask 4 or 5 questions during the entire interview, and he will carry the interview. This man is a 5-gallon bucket of information. Hello, Terry. Good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well today. Happy Friday. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. 7 minutes left. 6.5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. 6 minutes. Something. Some weird number of minutes left. Get up. Blocking my Bigfoot shield back here. Happy Earth Day. What's left of it. The whole Earth is still here. She's just very disgruntled right now. Hence our weird spring so far. But happy Earth Day to you too. Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, 7 o'clock tonight, premiere, 7:35 or so, live stream after the premiere. Um, Thursday morning we had frost. Wow. Well, you know, what was it, Monday or Tuesday, we had snow. So, and now here we are in the 50s. Tomorrow is supposed to be like 74. The next day is supposed to be like 78. So hopefully, hopefully I can actually get a little something done before before the weekend's over. Hey, Templar, good to see you, bud. At work, huh? Well, you know it's Friday, so they got to get every last second out of you they can. I'm glad you stopped by and said, hey. Hope you have a good Friday regardless, though. I know it's just another work day, but still. Going to be in the 77 today, in the mid 80s the next 2 days. Yep, they're calling for almost 80 degrees both days this weekend with no rain. But then again, today was supposed to be in the low 60s with no rain either. And it has been raining here for the last 2.5 hours. So we'll see what happens. I want to get that Viking house, at least get the walls cut for it this weekend. That way, all I got to do is do a rough setup, pull out the canvas for the roof, and make sure everything is going to set up fine with it for the Renaissance Fair, 20th and 21st of next month. I mean, the security guy can't have a crappy security office. He's got to have the best place out there. Especially some fancy smancy dandy like me walking around in all my finalities and stuff. Work tomorrow also, off Wednesdays and Sundays, no 2 days in a row unless it's a holiday. Go figure. Like I said, they got to get every bit out of you that they can. But at least you got a set schedule. Wednesdays and Sundays, not to make all your plans those 2 days. So, I mean, it's all right, I guess. It's the only bad thing about the wife working where she is. Some days some weeks she has Tuesday and Wednesday off. Some weeks it's Wednesday and Thursday. Some weeks it's Wednesday and Saturday. You just never know. Put my 2 adult chickens in the garden so I can let the smaller chickens out and run. The adults won't leave them alone. She's already killed one. Wow. I worked every other weekend most of my life. I used to work a job. They had a swing shift, and their swing shift was 1 week you would work first shift, 1 week you would work third shift, and 1 week you would work second shift, and then go back to first shift the next week. And it rotated like that constantly. So just as you started getting your sleep pattern down, it was time to change shifts. Hated that job. Injection molding job. Hated it. People fall asleep up on the, you're blowing molten plastic into a machine to make the plastic lawn furniture and stuff like that. And people fall asleep up on those racks and just fall right there on the rack. Nice thing about it is if the door didn't close, the machine didn't compress, you didn't have to worry about anybody dying. But falling down, passing out from exhaustion, hitting your head on a piece of iron or iron grating that you were standing on. They closed that place down. I was kind of glad. But alright guys, it is that time. I have got to get tonight's streams set up and ready to roll. That's it for right now. Love and light to you too, bud. We'll catch you later. But for everybody else, we will catch you tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. for the premiere, 7:35 or so for the actual live stream. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, I do. We'll catch you later. Have a good day, guys.